All right, so we've got some mono blue here, and mono blue is similar to green blue with the upside that our mana base is a little bit more consistent because we're always going to be able to cast our spells. We get to jam 4 Castle Vantress in here, which is really appealing. Thanks for the year and a half, Chef Seth. Welcome back. We lose out on some of the more powerful top end, like Frilled Mystic and like the Wolf. But let's see how this goes as is. We'll be able to play ranked later today. Ranked season ends in about 5 hours. We're currently ranked 320. I would just like to echo again, in case anyone from Wizards of the Coast is watching, that the current way ranked works, I think, is very bad. The fact that the correct decision for the last 3 or 4 days for me has to been don't play ranked, I think means they should reevaluate the rank system. Any system that discourages me from playing Magic is a bad system. I actually wanted to play some games of Magic off stream yesterday, just because I had a deck idea I wanted to try, but I didn't want to join a constructed event with it. So instead of playing, I just didn't play because I didn't want to play ranked, because playing ranked was a gamble that I didn't need to take. So the current ranked system discourages people from playing, and I think that's a bad thing. Nice, JMP. Yeah, the red splash seemed unnecessary. It didn't feel like it added value. Yeah, the chances of getting meaningful games in unranked best of 3 is low though, Tom. So I elected not to. That's a waste of my time. So my choices were waste my time or don't play, and I elected to not play. So what's the answer? I don't know. It's not my job to solve their problems for them. You're allowed to point out issues in a constructive way without being the one to fix their problems. I don't draw a salary from Wizards of the Coast. It's not my job to fix their problems. Milbot, thanks for the 13 months of support. Using my sub anniversary to lament the fact that I opened 2 non-foil spyglass in a sealed pool. Awkward. To be fair, JVL, the Hex ladder basically worked the same way the Arena ladder works, right? There were just less people playing it. Would you contend that is a 1%er problem, though? Can't please everyone? In what way is that a 1%er problem? Swift started watching YouTube content a few weeks before rotation and started with recent went backwards. Gotta say, watching the Teferi rotation timer tick up was too much, and now I'm watching on Twitch. Well, welcome, Swift. Hope you're having an excellent Monday. Let's go ahead and glare this one here. This card's interesting. Feels somewhat powerful. Counter your spell, get a thing after seems decent. Yikes. 5/5. 5/5s are scary, chat. So, while I agree with you that's not strictly a problem that impacts a large portion of the player base, Hunox, I would make the argument that the percentage of the player base that it affects are people who are playing some of the most Magic. Yeah, that was in large part due to the size of the player base, though, JVL, not because of how it was structured. I think if Hex had the same number of people playing as Magic Arena does, you wouldn't have been able to do that. Do I keep Quench? If they draw a land, I can't quench this, so I think I'm supposed to bottom Quench. Yeah, it impacts any issues that impact your whales more than impact normal people should be thought about and addressed more quickly. And this is, I just don't have a catch-up mechanic from here, right? I'm not racing, I can't impact the board. I don't have a sweeper. So Frogify sounds good here. It's honestly possible that I just want a bunch of Frogifys in the board. Aether Gust is great. I think Yangling's actually probably good here, not only for shrinking their larger creatures, but also just like making 4/4s to trade sounds good. Essence Capture sounds great. I think I want to trim some of these counter spells. Probably the Quenches. They have mostly creatures, so Essence Capture sounds wonderful. Trim one Sprite, because it's kind of a counterspell. Oh yeah, I should update the frame. Good call. Good call. Oh, closer. There we go. Oh yeah, that's true too. If you... That's a good observation. I think I'm playing the land in passing here and just trying to opt on one so I can have up Essence Capture on two. Oh, the game sound is muted. Sorry. Good call. Thank you. Should be fixed now. When's the queue end? What do you mean, Bob? Woof. That's brutal. Cutthroat. Cutthroat's probably one of the best cards we can have here because it gives us a chance to race. Yeah, I'd expect big green monsters is not a good matchup for this. Similar to how it's bad for... Similar to how it's a bad matchup for, like the blue-red decks that we've played. When's the season? Oh, 5 hours. So 5 hours from now is 2 p.m. noon PT. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're locked, Bob. Maybe, I mean, if they cast spells, right? Like there's a chance they just don't cast any spells this game. Oh, this attack is bad if they hit something off of here. Yeah, we're dead. I'm gonna stop eating Arcbow on 2. The Growl deck we have coming up next is very different than a Growl Henge/Cleave deck. Yeah, something like that. Theft, no knocks, like anything. You could also something else they could also do is they could like take an average of people's ranks, or they could take the top rank for a certain number of people throughout the course of the season. There's a few different ways they could explore it, for sure. What's the natural counter archetype to big green monsters? It seems well suited against control and aggro. Ramp. So, like, Nissa decks, like the blue-green Nissa Oko decks, I think are very good against, like, the green aggressive decks. Because, again, when you're playing Magic from a game theory standpoint, you want it to be just a little bit bigger than whatever your opponent is doing. So being slightly bigger in that perspective is good. Maybe I'm supposed to just Essence Capture there, so I have a 2-2 in play. I can see that. I did not pet X. I don't consume that much content, especially during these first few weeks. The only content I consume is like watching random other Twitch channels. Celebrating my opponent thought erasing my nullhide for X to re-up on my prime. Yikes. Hey, Akko. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hope you're having an excellent Monday wherever you are. Thanks for the support. Master Will, welcome back for the second month. So, like, I don't really have good attacks here. And my opponent gets to spend their mana drawing cards. That doesn't seem very good for me either. Again, my deck doesn't have any sort of actual removal in it. I guess I'm like unsummoning the Spectral Sailor and then like essence capturing it on the way back down. Is that like the world I'm living in? Feels like maybe they'll cast some spells that I can capture and unsummon and just like start beating down with this. We just race them drawing cards. It's potentially an option. Was wondering last week why you didn't read my subscription and I had to share the chat. Yeah, when you re-up, it gives you a chance to send a message with it. Alright, racing might be the answer here. I'm probably just gonna unsummon stuff at the end of their next turn. So that way I can untap and like start farting these. Brazen Borrower, yep. Maybe I should have replayed this at the end of my turn. Fart for me, daddy. They have another brazen borrower. I get tempoed here a little bit, but if they don't have another borrower, we're just like gonna take them to Pound Town. You have a 3-1. This is my 5-5. I think we just like unsummon this, activate this, smash. This can't block non-flyers, so these can't trade here. Yeah, so this forces double chump blocks, and then they go to 2. Deckmaster is partially updated. It does have Castle Vantress in play. It does not have Brazen Borrower. Weird. That's interesting. Maybe it doesn't know how to track things. Maybe it doesn't know how to track things being cast from exile with what's it called? With adventure. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Do 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 do. Well, poop. We tried so hard and got so far, but But in the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. I've already burned 2 of my 4 unsummons. I've got 4 Brazen Borrowers too, though, right? And, like, they can't, deal. Thanks. Maybe they have another one. But like I have Quench if they have another one, right? They don't have 4 things. That attack feels like they must have another one, right? Thanks for the 15 months. Well, hello there. I appreciate it. They have like a bounce spell here. Like what's the deal? Don't try and tell them what to do with their lives, right? Okie doke. I can Cutthroat, Sailor, Quench this turn. And like again, Brazen Borrower does not block non-flyers, so these Cutthroats just like running rampant over them. Sure. Sure. As you will. Yeah, I've been a bit underwhelmed by the blue base tempo decks, Bob. That's definitely for sure. Crunch. I guess this leaves me exposed to, like, another Seraph, kinda. But, like, it forces them to double chump. And I have a lot of looks at, like, Unsummons and Brazen Borrowers next turn, even if they have another Seraph. So I think that's fine. Yangling seems excellent. Mystical Dispute's probably better than Quench here, huh? Essence Capture seems okay. Giving our creatures 1/1 bigger seems like a big deal. Is this a Frogify matchup as another way to kill Seraph? That's something I'm interested in. Sinister Sabotage seems lacking because they have a lot of really cheap spells. Let's do it. Yeah, my mono blue deck probably just dies to the card that's anti-mono blue. That's likely the plan. Sure. Yeah, I think Mystical Dispute's great. I'm confident. I'm always hesitant to draw strong conclusions about specific decks that are good early in a format, but focusing on drawing conclusions about which individual cards feel good is generally something that's good to be doing in my experience. And Mystic Mystic, whatever, has definitely felt good. Yeah, the bot's been both slow and is missing all of our commands this morning. It's not a good look for the bot. Just gonna drop a 3-1 and start attacking them. Yeah, I let the creator of MTG bot know that it was messed up. Alright, let's kick that back to their hand, smack them for 4. Bing! Thunk, thunk. None of our channel specific commands are currently available on MTG bot. Our opponent is currently experiencing what I like to refer to as the game of Magic the Gathering. Magic, for those unfamiliar with it, if you're new to the channel, is an incredibly low variance game. This is where the magic happens. I'm cashing in all my cumulative variants, right? It's all gonna work out for me. Not a particularly stimulating second game. And that's really a great example of why I generally prefer always playing Magic as a best of 3 game. There's a lot of games in Magic where one player effectively just doesn't get to play. Just kind of comes with the territory. How's Milo going? We got whooped by a green mid-range deck, and then we beat a blue-white Flyers deck just now. Yeah, it just didn't matter, Haskell. And kind of one of those. Choose our game actions at random. You can maybe be greedy and bottom a land tier with the opt, but the conservatives play is keep my guaranteed 3 lands. This is a league, and one of the reasons why, again, it kind of sucks not being able to play on the ladder to preserve rank is because, the average deck quality in the constructed events tends to be lower than the Mythic and Diamond ladder. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Later this month, after some of the standard hype dies down a bit, we're gonna be doing a best of 3 historic day as a sub direct challenge day. Get out of here with that. Ain't nobody got time for your planeswalker. That feels pretty good. Counter your spell, untap, play a threat, hold other stuff up. It's good die roll to win. There's a chance that my opponent doesn't have that many bigger creatures. Although they probably have, Fighty Wolf, so maybe I shouldn't be aggressive there. Yeah, I should save that for Fighty Wolf. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other subs to play too, Bob. So you personally don't have to. This doesn't feel great, but I think it's correct. They're down to 12 here. So, like, if they play a Krasis as a 4-4 here, they go to 14. And then I can unsummon plus play this. Don't they have a planned rent-a-deck as a feature? I don't think so. Being able to borrow decks when you play with friends would be nice, like Hearthstone has. Alright, well. This is my tempo. Yeah, there is a best of one historic queue. So if you play the default play queue with a historic legal deck that's not standard legal, you'll get a historic match. That's not super obvious though. So if they have one more blocker, they're not dead on board. Alright, so I think I just try for lethal this turn. Unsummon and Brazen Borrower are both lethal, so I'm just going to scry 2 and then scry 2 again. That's unfortunate. So they go chump, trade, go to 1. Hopefully they don't stabilize here. Need 2 blockers again. Arena is fully released. That must mean it's feature complete. Yeah, exactly. Are you telling me that Arena wasn't fully ready to release yet? Alright, I think I upkeep Scry again to try and push lethal. Alright, I'm gonna take the land so I can... So, I could, like, get greedy and try and kill them here. But the chance of, like, the exact next one being what I need is low. So I think I just trade off here and then hold up the Sabotage. There's not a Golos deck in the queue. No. Bad ramp player. Alright, I'm glad. Well, I guess if we'd have hit that, we still would have had Sabotage up, huh? I think I keep that. It's a thing that just, it's like, it's purely a hype pushing factor, Bob. It's what it is. It's a made up thing to push hype. Feels like we've sputtered out here. Woof. Yeah, we're dead. So close and yet so far. So Aether Gust is definitely good. Quench is probably fine. Yeah, we had a lot of looks there to kill them, right? Like at one point, we had what? We had 2 Scry 2s, a draw, and then we had 2 Scry 2s and a draw again to like find one more piece of bounce. I don't think this is a Negate matchup. It's probably a Frogify matchup. Yeah, I guess they do have a good bit of blue, huh? So Dispute's probably fine. I need to cut 5 cards here still. It's like trim opt because it's filler. I'm gonna do that. Concept feature means Jones said the idea during a meeting. It got written on a whiteboard. It's exactly correct. Still very far out. I don't know. I think the unsummon effects are important for the same reason we just saw in that game why we were digging to them. Like, Unsummon is a card that, like, helps us punch through those last few points of damage. I agree generically, they're not very good here. Let's try this. Yeah, Thea the Wishes has looked good with fire, so I agree with that. Concur with that assessment. Double Cutthroat on the play might let us run them down. Afternoon, Reese. Morning here still. If we get a land here, we're in a pretty good spot. Yikes. As always, the answer to will Jeff play X is always answered by submitting decks via the form on my website. You don't say yes or no to deck lists without them going through the form. Helps me stay organized, helps me not accidentally accept things that are too terrible. Although, as this first deck kind of shows, like, the range of what I'm willing to accept, especially early in a standard season, is pretty wide. You can always find all of my favorite decks from Everyday Raging Yoshi on my website here. I tag somewhere between 1 and 3 decks per day, depending on how much we play and how good they are. So it's always easy to track what I found most exciting. Rough. When they counter your adventure, you don't get the creature in exile. So the card going to exile to recast later, having that happen is part of the adventure spell resolving. So if it doesn't resolve, you don't get that. Morning, Pearl Trident. Yep. If they don't have another Veil, we get to, if they don't have another Veil, we have Stroke for their first bomb. So depending on how threat dense their hand is, which, to be fair, they've drawn a bunch of extra cards, the answer is probably pretty threat dense. But we'll see. It does not, Emmanuel. Thanks for the 8 months, clever girl. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yikes. Yeah, this one felt a little bit rough. I felt like, I guess this isn't too unexpected. I felt like I had a lot of the same struggles that the blue-green flash deck feels like it struggles with. But at the same time, I also didn't have the 2 pieces of powerful top ends you get by splashing green. And we just kind of get hosed by, like, there's very powerful, like, this is a strategy that's not like low power level anyways. And then when you factor in cards like Ceratops and Veil of Summer and 3 mana Teferi, hey, thanks for the biddies, Brute C. That'll get added after we're done today. I appreciate the support. I feel like this deck that's already weak just kind of gets pushed to the, like, this isn't, this is close to unplayable portion. All right. Let's roll along. So that deck was kind of quick, so I'm not going to run a full 3-minute ad break, but I'm going to do a quick one while I grab a snack here, so that way we don't have to do an ad break in the middle of the deck. So, BRB.